While the Aperol Spritz has been loudly making its mark as the go-to summertime drink over the last 7 or 8 years, the Limoncello Spritz has been going about its business a little bit more quietly, but gaining popularity nonetheless. The Limoncello Spritzes can be as easy as just simply swapping Aperol for limoncello, and you've got a limoncello spritz. In fact, I'm willing to bet most of you wouldn't even consider riffing it up. But you know me, I like a little play. So here is my take on a completely unnecessary but bloody tasty limoncello spritz. Now, I was considering shaking this cocktail, but with spritzes, I really don't think you need to shake them at all, unless you're adding purees and syrups into them. This is just going to be a standard, classic sort of style spritz. So we are going to make it straight in the glass. This is a flipping whopper. I'm still on the whole artist back to the 20s glassware range at the moment. This is their gin and tonic glass. Get this, 28¼ ounces, 800 ml. To put that into perspective, a pint of beer in the UK is 568 ml. This is 800. Now, I think the secret to a spritz is to not make it too boozy. You don't want to be drinking like really strong spritzes all afternoon. You'd only have 1 or 2. But we do want to amp flavours up, okay? We do want to play about a little bit. So I've brought Dutch Barnes Mediterranean Citrus Vodka out to play here. I think this is going to add lovely sort of citrus layers to our limoncello, but we don't want much, so just said. So I'm going for 15 ml, ½ ounce. Then I just want to complement that with Pierre Ferrand's dry curacao, their yuzu curacao. Yuzu, Japanese kind of citrus fruit. So we're just complementing these lemony, citrusy notes that are coming through there. And I want even less this time. I'm just going for 10 ml. Now we're getting our limoncello out to play here. This is from my guys just down the road in Saffron Walden Vault. Now, if you like me and you like my style of cocktails, I've got a free PDF ebook that you can download where I'll show you how to riff up 10 of my favorite cocktails. You'll find the link in the description, the link in the pinned comment, or if you're watching on TV, you can scan that big old QR code. It's absolutely incredible stuff, this. So this is the volume bit. This is a 23%, 23.6 if I remember it. Yeah, 23.6% limoncello. So we're going up to 45 ml, 1½ ounces. So that's the booze bit done. Now, to put that into perspective, the yuzu is a 40% ABV product as well. So we've only put 25 ml of 40% alcohol in there. And as I pointed out, this is a flipping big glass as well. If I was using a slightly smaller glass, like a typical wine glass, maybe an 8-9 ounce wine glass, I would have used less. I would have probably halved those. Okay, but this is a whopper. So as we've got what, roughly 60 ml, where are we, 70 ml of booze that's gone in there, I think that's right. I'm going to kind of nearly match that. I'm going to booze 60 ml of soda. Now, again, you could do plain soda. This is okay-ish to get in the UK. You can get it online, but there are multiple different other brands out there, all different flavoured soda waters. The key thing to note here with soda here in the UK, soda is not sweet. Soda has a very different meaning in the US, okay? In the UK, these are not sweet, kind of your Fantas or your Lilts or anything like that. You know, these are soda waters, seltzer waters with flavour, okay? So they work perfectly. As I mentioned at the top, you don't want to make a spritz too strong, but you also don't want to make it too sweet. So 60 ml, 2 ounces, I will sort of measure just for this, of this. This is guava and lime soda water. Now I'm just going to take a long bar spoon and just give that a gentle stir just to combine those ingredients. Now I do enjoy spritz, but I typically don't like them too sort of Prosecco heavy. In some cases, I actually sort of go actually more soda water than Prosecco. I'm just not a huge fan of Prosecco. As you can tell, I'm rocking out little bottles because I don't actually have that much. I don't use it. And I only really have big bottles when I do larger hen parties. It's always little bottles for this. So I'm not going to measure, but I know this bottle is 200 ml. I'm pretty sure it is 20 centilitres, 200 ml. So I've done 60 ml of soda water. I'm going to do roughly about half the bottle, about 100 ml. Whacked another ice cube in there and just going to give it another very gentle stir. And garnish wise, it's a couple of decent sprigs of mint. I always use mint for spritzes. Now I've just cut in half some Frona dried oranges, probably 1.5 of those. Look. Now I've got one more final little touch to come, but I just want to try this first before I go down that route. Now that is super fun, super vibrant, and super delicious. Top notes coming out there, limoncello obviously, but amped up sort of citrus notes. I tell you what I get as well, I get that guava from the guava soda. Guava, obviously it's a guava and lime soda, so you know guava is going to mix very well with citrus notes. Now the limoncello itself is fantastic. I flipping love the stuff, but just those little extra couple of tweaks in a limoncello spritz, just to kind of amp those flavors, that brings the limoncello spritz to a whole different level. That is super tasty. Now, as always, I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to put my recipe up on screen of what I've just made. It's pretty standard limoncello. Spritz is going to be at the bottom there as well. But I want to hear from you guys. How would you take the limoncello spritz to the next level? If you run in a pub or a bar, for example, and there's limoncello spritzes all around you, how are you going to make yours stand out? Dive into the comments. Now, as mentioned, there is one slight tweak that I already want to make. It is actually in the recipe in front of me, but I just wanted to try it without, and that is the addition of bitters, flavor enhancers. Now, the ones I want to use, let's give you a good old close-up of this. This is Mount Fuji bitters. These are white peach, chrysanthemum, burdock, and yuzu. And I really think these, especially the peach and the yuzu, are going to play really, really nicely in there. So let's just get that through. I'm just going to do two little spritzes. There you go. Let's give you another little close-up of them. Mount Fuji bitters. The aromas around here now, these are very vibrant peach, very vibrant. They kind of remind me of the Giffard peach liqueur that I've got there. But once you get your snout in there, especially if you taste them as well, you get all these different other layers. And now we've just got this tropically stone fruity vibe going on the top there. That is absolutely delicious. Here's a posh word for you. That whole olfactory nerve, you know, like the first thing you do when you drink is you get the smell, the sensation. That is just amazing coming through there now. How else would I personally change that up? I don't think I would actually do too much to that. What I'd actually like to try is Volt's, hang on, it's right there. It's their orange cello, or arancello, sorry, an orange cello if you like. I'd like to try that in there. A combination of both of those, like a St. Clement's spritz, would be absolutely fantastic. You could even go down the road. Look, limoncello, it works. I've used Mediterranean citrus vodka in there. Like, you don't want too much. That's not too strong. That's not the point of, you know, we're not trying to blow you away with booze, but I do like different nuances. A tropically vodka would have been there. There are different brands that have got like mango vodkas, for example, that would have been fantastic in there. You maybe even do a gin instead of the vodka. You know, you could have done like a tropically sort of gin that's gone in there. There's yuzu gins, rhubarb gin might have worked exceptionally well. But my point stands, don't make it too strong. There is only 25 ml of 40% alcohol in there, with plenty of soda water, plenty of Prosecco. I flipping love this. Now, if you like me and you like what I'm about and you don't want to miss any of my future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because YouTube's very good at putting your favorite videos in front of you when you kind of log in. So go and hit that subscribe button. And talking of future videos, the very next cocktail that I'm going to riff up is another one from Georgie Radev's Let's Get Tropical book. And I'm going to go for the Beach Whacker. I'll see you then. Right, let's get into this.